What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, another video responding to your comments. I just want to take a quick moment and say thank you to everybody who takes the time to leave these thoughtful comments. I appreciate you, and we're going to go ahead and catch up on these as much as we can in this video. So starting with Peace Silence saying, I think you've just got to forget about all these old comments and get back on track with the newest ones. These comments are also outdated, that they have no relevance to the game today. You'll never catch up when you're still 12 days behind since the comments keep flowing. I suggest doing the ones that are new within a day or two to give yourself a chance to get current. I mean, these are still from before rarity draws. Yeah, you know what? You have a point, Peace Silence, or Silence. It's just, I made the commitment to folks that, you know, left the comments over the last couple of weeks, and I really want to get to it. So what I may do, and you know, this may be a battle I'll never win, right? Just because I like putting out content, I like starting conversations, and the comments just keep coming because you guys are awesome. So even if I were to start from like the newest ones and then just work my way back, there's still a lot here that I would never actually get to. So I'm going to power through as much as I can. Give me like another week. If you want to avoid these videos for the next like week or so, I'm going to try and catch up so I can just be a couple days behind and give folks enough time to leave comments on the videos and then answer them, hopefully in a timely manner. Okay, Master Shonov says, not a bad idea. I like the reserve limited cards with vouchers idea. VV has something similar that they call MCP. Very cool. I would love to have it. This is when I was talking about like promo cards needing to be scarce. All right. Sorry Smurf says, very sad to see the SPS price at 1.22 cents. It actually hit a new all-time low just recently. I just bought more, and I thanks God that now I feel myself whale. Also, my vote on proposals is bigger now. Well, congratulations. Now, SPS needs to reach 10 cents, and I will be a boss. I mean, I would love SPS at 10 cents. All right, Wolfshire says, here's how I see it. My CL deck is getting old, and soon I won't be able to play in Modern. In Wild, I'll need about 300k SPS stake to get decent rewards. I'd be willing to put about 300 more into the game, but that's about it. So you're going to buy at 0.001 for SPS. We'll see if we get there. Eroni says, I can't buy SPS right now. I just bought 6 more plots for my region. Amazing. For DEC, we are getting a little stimulus with the grain LPs coming soon. The no-risk trading of grain will create market activity. I hope so. And I hope that'll actually burn a lot more DEC. We'll see how it goes. Super New User says, the only thing going up are SPS and DEC circulating supplies. Fair enough. Thank you, International Travel Channel. You are always a fantastic and appreciated supporter of the channel. Vlogging and Coding says, Vlogging Gaming and Coding says, at some point you just have to stop resuscitating. Already have enough stake, and I wish I had bought less. Maybe gonna be the first project I ride to zero. Well, you won't be alone. I think there's many people who are gonna be riding this all the way through. Thank you again, International Travel Channel. Osku says, not putting more money into this project until they pull core things around. Venka must wait. Fair enough. And I think that's a perfectly valid. I want to just go on record saying I think that's a perfectly valid way to go about this. And I support it because I'm kind of doing the same thing too, right? Not necessarily because I don't think that the team can turn things around, but just from, you know, from a gaming standpoint, like it's just outside of my gaming budget at this point. And then from a investment standpoint, I need to be much more confident that the tokenomics are going to be able to activate the flywheel and get everything going. Like I said, this is not like a comment on the team. I think the team is going to be delivering awesome stuff, but will that stuff, in the timing that they deliver, in the context of a broader bull market, will that be able to get us to, you know, where we want to go with the SPS price? That remains to be seen. And I'm one of those folks where I would rather be much more conservative, play on the side of caution, where, you know what, if I see us run up to 2 cents, yeah, maybe I'm going to be that guy that's a sucker, buys at 2 cents, and then we drop back down to a penny. But I also view it in a way where it's just like, okay, if we run up from 1.5 or 1.2 to 2 cents, and I'm starting to see that there's like massive burns happening, that there's actually real players coming in, and this could be an interesting time, well, maybe that's when I buy in, right? I buy on the way up, which is, again, not the best time. Now is the best time, but I can't, you know, too much of a risk for me. Okay, so Oscar also says, be real. There won't be any new players for the foreseeable future. No NPE is going to attract new players in the current state of the game. I agree. Well, I mean, foreseeable future, if you're calling 3 to 6 months, I agree. I don't think until the team does any form of like really hardcore marketing or finds a way to adjust the tokenomics, or Bitcoin goes to the freaking moon, stratosphere, right? Whatever the highest astronomical thing you want to put in that place, that it actually drags everything, including all of the projects at the bottom of the barrel, including SPS, all the way along with it. Mario says, glad I sold. Happy for you, Mario, genuinely. Titana says, since this game won't last another bear, then I guess you're saying the game, it's over, but you won't admit it until the last second. Did I say that it won't last another bear? I think that it can, even if the tokens don't have success, because, you know, we know that the team is, well, the team has reserves, right? But we don't know how far those go. I have to imagine that they would take advantage of a crypto bull run, but yeah, you know what? I have no idea. I'm not going to try and predict the future here. iHorror says, I'm buying more and more each day. I literally only need 8 cards to have almost every card in Splinterlands has made, or the ones that I want. Go Bitcoin. iHorrors, you confuse me. Sometimes you're super upset, and here you are buying every card that you want. Okay, Cyrus Smurf says, new players are saving us. SPS rentals can't fill bids at 0.003. Even if we print 800,000 SPS every day, we still have so much demand for SPS renting. A lot of people, you know what? I agree. It's nice to see SPS rental prices going up, but that's probably a lot of the bot accounts that are coming back online, which, again, that's fine, but there's still a lot of SPS that's being printed. I would want to see much more get burned. Nice says, how to survive a bull market. Yeah, I think I did say something stupid, so because I remember many other people commenting on that. More pain, says Webster. Is that a question? I believe so. I don't know, but if you're talking about pain from a tokenomics perspective, again, unless Bitcoin carries the entire market on its back, which it normally does. But unless it's going to do that and start setting all-time highs every other week, I don't see anything in the tokenomics or the team's release schedule for the next 3 to 6 months that's going to get us there. Now, hopefully, it's not 6 months. I think it's definitely 3, right? I think we're going to go into the summer. The team has to still deliver one-click set rentals and then their tutorial system that they've been working really hard on before they can start any marketing, hardcore marketing that would bring in new players. Nicola says survive. Yeah, I believe I probably used those words. Power says maybe they should remove the SPS rental way, introduce milestones for SPS 10K staked. No, I think the SPS rentals are fine. We've seen the prices go up, but also we've seen the value of SPS go down. So it is what it is. When conspiracy stream, I'd like to put forward my conspiracy that Darkest Night was AI. I'm going to tell him you said that. He'll totally get a kick out of that. He's telling me that he's not going to do the conspiracy stream unless I go visit him in Atlanta. So I might have to make that happen. Powell says, I bought another 10K. Let's go. All right. Sorry, I Smurf says, mark this day the moment when I go all in an SPS, at least with what I can. Fair enough. Mitchell says, it can always go lower. Doesn't mean I can't grab a little bag just in case. Fair enough. Samuel says, I'm stacking everything. Cards, SPS, DEC. I hope it works out for you. You are brave. Kevin says, I'm looking to buy next month if Stable's out for a month. If it's Stable's out for a month. Fair enough. I think Peps is right, though, says Dom. Who's Peps? Did I miss that? That must have been another comment. All right. So Sakura says, typical Splinterlands loop. I will never invest in the game until I solve problem X. Then prices drastically drop. Oh, Rebellion Legendaries is so cheap now. I should maximum key cards. Then prices drop more. Why did I buy these cards? I will never buy again, and so on. Yeah, that's definitely what Chaos felt like all throughout. And I don't believe Rebellion is going to take the same path, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't think you would take a similar path, just because at the end of the day, new fancier cards are going to come out, and the meta's going to change. Cards will rotate. Modern and formats will rotate. So it is what it is. Okay. Blockchain Project says, ideally from now on would be a time to back up the truck in SPS, look at the RSI divergences, but my concern is what will incur FOMO back to the project, and this before other block games take off. No idea. But I'm not looking. I wouldn't trust any kind of TA on SPS. SPS is too far in its own world, too disconnected from the rest. But that's just me. All right, so Eroni says, I asked Cryptomancer some questions on Discord and Royal Eagle, RE, replied instead. So Elixir, that's 2.0. Are you really going to set the price 1 DEC per grain? Won't that create a rush and crash something? We haven't decided yet. Oh, well, that came out already. Also, the market determines the price, whatever starting price they put it at. And 1 DEC per grain is what we had in the store. So it's not inappropriate for them to put that there, and then the market will determine from there. Will the deposit period before trading start? Okay, so all this came out already. I apologize, I know I'm getting to this later, but it looks like things are up and running quite well with the grain LP. All right, so user says probably the best thing a person can do is to invest in ETH BTC, then move profits in the fast responder tokens like Polygon, then transfer it to Hive, wait to pump a little bit, and only then invest in SPS below 1 cent. We're going to be the last beneficiaries from the bull market. I agree with that. I believe many people would go back and reinvest in our project if they take huge profits from the rest of crypto. I agree with that. Now, my ideal situation is that we become not a bottom tier project, but a mid tier project, because that way we attract way more capital, way more eyeballs, just way more attention. But the further this goes along, the mid tier to top tier gaming projects are taking off. They are differentiating themselves, and we're not a part of that group. And sadly, we're not even part of like the mid to lower group. We're probably the bottom. And I'm saying that not to be disparaging. I'm just saying we're literally a micro cap project. So I'm just looking at this purely from a numbers perspective. SPS is less than 15, maybe 20 million in terms of market cap, $20 million. So we're not competing with the Axes, the Primes. We're not competing with the Pixels and the other things that are probably in like the 100, like the 80 million to 100 $80 million to $100 market cap games. Now we're a 5x away from that, and 5x seems not insurmountable at these levels, right? We go from here to like 7.5 cents. That's like, whoa, that's pretty awesome. And it seems attainable. But at the same time, there's so much drag on the economy because of the SPS inflation. All right, so Postbeat says, I keep telling myself I'm going to start DCAing, but I'm too lazy and disorganized. So yeah, I'll probably back the truck up at some point. Very cool. Also says, I expect to be enjoying the game more and more. I'm loving the changes to the league system. It feels so much better to be playing and using all my cards in Wild and having fun climbing the ladder. I imagine that while all the salty degens whine and leave, the game will improve for the players and new people entering the ecosystem will find it more accessible. I agree with all of that. They will find a diehard crew of people, I believe they already have, who genuinely love this game, and probably a bunch of cheap-ish assets that they can have some fun experimenting with. I think we can all safely say that we're not going to the moon this summer, and I for one will be taking the opportunity to improve my deck. Remember when it was a nice place to be? Yes, it would be good to see some of that again. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I think the summer is maybe going to be a missed opportunity for us just because a lot of the team's efforts to get the NPE and then start marketing are going to run through the summer, at least according to the most recent estimates that they've given us. But keep in mind, take that all with a grain of salt, just because, things can change on a dime. The team can refocus, reshift, and they've gotten the stuff actually out faster than some of us would have expected. So maybe they're being conservative because that's how Matt likes to be. But that's where I'm at too. I'm hoping I'm more bullish on SPS and Splinterlands in Q4 of this year and Q1-ish of next year. Thank you, International Travel Channel. Appreciate you. All right, so iHorse says, I gave up on the salt. Didn't do any good. Well, hey, I appreciate that. And it looks like you got a lot of people thumbs upping that. I didn't sell. I started to buy more cards. I always wanted and went harder. I don't give up. Never have. Played this game almost 3 years every single day. Amazing. Hey, here I am. I'm almost at 3 years too, later on this summer. Alicio says, Splinterlands will not be part of this next bull run. They are simply not ready for it, and they missed the boat, and I'm not waiting for 2028 to see what they can deliver. They prove to have a small team. And unless they sell to a bigger, well-established company with money to spend, I really doubt we will see green candles in 2 years, and if there's no green candle, there will be no player. Simple as that. Also, having a green day because we're coupled with BTC movement don't make those gains back. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with most of what you say here, except for this first part, that it will not be part of the bull run. I think we still will be part of the bull run. Now, I think where we were and how the team executed over the past year could have made the difference between us being like a mid to top tier project in the range of like, the peers that we always compare ourselves to, like the Axie Infinities or the Parallels or things like that. But since we're not, we're going to stay further out on the risk curve, meaning that we get into the bull market later, as somebody mentioned below, and probably don't see as high gains as these other projects, and probably don't see as high market caps. It ends up being a pump and dump when you're at the end because everybody knows it's musical chairs and they don't want to be the last one. So This is why I keep a lot of my SPS unstaked and not even in the game, because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that. So Nicola says, "LOL." Oh, when I put SPS showing bullish signs of life. Okay, so known for knowledge says SPS way overvalued. Constant sell pressure. So half a penny imminent. Game continues to trend. Expect 0.001 or less. So disappointing the team over the last year, thinking they were bottomless pit money funders of this game without any real improvements and lots of unfinished goods or goals. Time to get your shit together, Splinterlands. Well, you know what? It's difficult to judge the new era with the old era. So I'll give you that. There was a lot of money. There was a lot of projects that never delivered. I mean, I don't know what's going on with goals. I think they're working on V2, but I never got into V1. Soulkeep, definitely still a black mark. This arcade colony thing is interesting, but it's already late. So you're right. You're right in that sense. I don't know about half a penny, although you know what, at this point, I'm gonna go on record saying that, and then of course we're gonna get to half a penny. So Mao says giving its last breath before it dies. Ooh, a lot of folks in the negative. Jackie, what's up, Jackie? Good to see you here. Thank you so much. Renier says I've been staking more and more SPS. All right, very cool. Last Hope says sponsored by Parallel. In a way, yes. International Travel Channel says another one. Thank you. Fireball says, can you imagine if I am going to keep this idea behind closed doors. I'll pitch to Yabamat. All right. Well, thanks for the tease. Compy TV says all the noobs who came in last cycle are know-it-alls and won't listen. Fair enough. Pomp says get rid of 1 energy per hour. Get energy by staking, burning cards, or staking SPS. Would love that. Please don't compare SPS to real cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Matic. I don't think I normally do, right? Or at least not in that way. They're all shit coins outside of Bitcoin. But I think I get what you're saying. This is from the SPS is showing signs of life. I was just talking about correlation. The team created too many tokens. Figure a way to cut supply in half. At least needs to be top priority. Again, not against that. All right, we got a big one from Christopher Charles here. Burning packs is better than nothing. I think it's a huge missed opportunity, though. The proposal I put up last year for refresher packs would have burned 200 common cards or a smaller amount of higher rarity cards per pack purchased. That was back when 200 common cards was $2. Today, you can get 200 BCX for $1, which means you can push that up from 2 to 3 or 400. All right, so when I put that up, I spoke to two of the biggest asset holders in the game, and both worked out each refresher sold 35 mixed rarity cards would be burned on average. That's 7-1 or 3.5 million packs worth of cards for 500,000. So again, not against it. And I voted for the burning, right? The burn event. People just don't seem to be for it. We need to burn cards. Let the stonefish burn. Eventually they'll run out and need to move on to something else more desirable. I know you're saying that people won't burn Gen O'Shaughnessy's, but I think if you look a little closer, you'll see that a few thousand have been burned in the last month for DEC. They aren't scarce, or they aren't sacred. No, I'm not saying that they're sacred. I'm just saying that we end up burning a lot of the trash that people don't value anyway. So there's minimal benefit to that unless we can make it just so desirable that the burn actually gets up into the scarce cards. That being said, I think everybody needs a hardy stonefish. So even if we decide to burn that, somebody had mentioned that the overall value of the packs starts to go up because hardy stonefish is not trading at a penny anymore. It's trading at 7 cents. And if you get enough cards at the bottom to do that, it starts to go up. So again, I'm on the same page as you, Christopher Charles. I just don't think that it's going to help to the same degree. But I'm not against it. I voted for it. Christopher says, also, you keep saying reward cards are the land cards, but there's a good chance land 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever never actually comes. Matt is telling us that he's betting the whole game on this NPE thing. He told us that they don't have the money to hire marketers right now. He doesn't have the money to replace the older devs they've lost lately. They are building everything on a shoestring budget. And guess what? It's unlikely to work if our economy is still in shambles when people come to look at it. And why is it in shambles? Because the cards in this trading card game are broken and need to be brought back into alignment. Again, soft disagree. If people come in and they turn away, it's not because the cards are in shambles. It's because SPS is low. They're going to come in and actually, I would say the silver lining is that card values being low might be enticing for them to come in because they won't necessarily have the baggage. They're going to hear everybody else complain about the fact that, oh, my card value is down 80, 90%. And they're going to come in, and to them, if they're savvy investors, they're going to look at that and be like, oh, this person's down 90% on his card investment. This is the time to buy, right? SPS is down. This is the time to buy. That being said, the reason I just contradicted myself because I'm saying SPS being low would not be ideal. If they're savvy investors, yeah, they come in and they buy SPS. If they're coming in from the gaming perspective, though, and they want high earnings, SPS being low is not great. So it doesn't tick the ROI or check the ROI box for them. All right, so Geeked Out Basketball says, you said the key phrase, if they bring tens of thousands of players into the game. If, I think, is the key word there. Joffrey says, can we make a proposal to fire the team? I think you can make a proposal to do whatever you want. Or if that's going to go anywhere, I don't think so because the DAO doesn't control the team, but it is what it is. Palm says, another idea would be to burn X cards and get a new skin for the card, create a skin market, easy to create new cool skins. I would love that, but again, that's not a revenue generator for the team. So, yeah. Thank you, International Travel Channel. The title of this upload is funny, says our next Soulkeep is only weeks away. When did I post that? Okay, this was at least a couple of weeks ago. Soulkeep, what a sad state of affairs. Last Hope says math, in quotes. Fair. Thank you, International Travel Channel. Vlogging says, I will not back up the truck for this project anymore, but if SPS falls to sub 1 penny, then maybe I'll back up a small bucket and that's it. The next action for me would be distribute if these new players ever come in. Yeah, dump on the new players. All right, Perry Project says, not sure how rentals work, but I'm guessing there's some type of market that owners can post their cards for the other people to rent. You said you can rent for pennies, but my question is how many people can rent for pennies until it becomes more expensive? Now, does the rental market even work like that? But that's the point, Perry Project, is that yes, once enough people start coming in and those prices start going up, it actually gets more enticing. I know the ROI starts to go down, but the scarcity starts to be felt because then people realize that, hey, there's actually not enough of this stuff to go around. And as more and more people come in, that scarcity, all in all, should drive itself to, again, the ultimate asset within this ecosystem, which is SPS, right? So, again, that's indirect, but if it works out doesn't need to be a perfect world, but in an ideal world, then all of that scarcity starts to get felt in the other assets, in SPS, and all that stuff ends up getting tied together. So people were coming in 2021 when things were at their most expensive. Just understand that, right? I was included because they realized that scarcity was actually a thing. They realized that demand for these products were actually, or products or assets, whatever you want to call it, was actually legitimate. Well, as legitimate as bot farms can be, but you get my point. All right, so Bon says, I'm enjoying playing Modern now. Same. I've played a lot of games today. If you saw in the video I posted yesterday or 2 days ago, I got so much energy in those chests. Over 100 energy. I've just been playing nonstop. Last Hope says, I rented some max cards. You should try if the bots are still working, if you play with your gold league deck again. Oh, I'm going to get crushed. It sucks. I'm like renting a couple of max cards here and there. With some of the earnings, I'm focusing on maxing out my legendary summoners now, but it's been a slow go. So I just did Yasek. Oh, I guess I only have one more. What's his name? Grandmaster Wraith. So, but aside from that, I'm looking at the rest of the cards and I'm just like, I'll just rent them. I like it'll cost me $200 to $300 to max out my chaos set, and there's too much Bitcoin to buy for that much money. All right, Tail says, makes sense to me. This is the SPS staking threshold benefits video. Adding utility to the SPS token and encouraging staking, sinking, or burning is always a good thing. The team can do so much with creative incentives and game mechanics to encourage desired behaviors, but instead sits on its hands. I don't know if I characterize it like that, but I to agree with you, I would say that they could definitely prioritize that more. Let's change the sentiment and momentum here with efforts like this that don't take a ton of development lift. This is why I'd love to see the DAO get more involved with finding ways to reward folks. But I don't know. At the end of the day, so much of the DAO is still intertwined with the team that it wouldn't be easy to necessarily implement. Secret Flesh says, if approved, SPS badge should not be permanent because somebody could just transfer SPS to every account to get the badge. No. Okay. So I agree with you. That's exactly what I was thinking. It should be something where if you're at that level, and only when you're at that level, you have it. So we're of the same mind here. All right. How are we doing on time? I'll probably wrap this up in a couple of minutes here, but check it out. We're only 7 days behind now. So I am making progress. I just want you guys to know I am making progress. So we're slowly getting there. We're only 1 week behind. We made it from 2 weeks to 1 week behind. All right. Elysios says flexing badge won't bring new players or keep those that we have. Green candle and healthy economy will. The idea is not bad, but I'll still sell out 100% of all I got, even if they give me a cute badge and title and stars and in the books, and sadly I won't stop. Well, here's the thing, Elysius, you've admitted that you're coming at this from an investment side. The game side was never that appealing to you. What I'm offering is a game, like a gamification type of thing, right? Or for something for the Game Boys, since people love to use that term. So I don't think that it would have any appeal to you. I don't think that it would change your mind. And honestly, it's not targeted at someone like you. If you're going to sell out, then sell out. Like that's what it is. But it was never meant to be for someone like you. It's meant to be for people who like to flex that stuff. Like you're not on X or Twitter posting your wins, right? Or posting different like lineups and cool, milestones that people have within the game, right? Not the investing side, but just within the game. So it's for them. And I think that there's definitely a decent amount of people that would love to do that. International Travel Channel, thank you for these again. I appreciate you. Jedi Elf says, I like this idea. Positive nudging is good behavior. For ranked, you only need around 500K for champ. That's true, but I'd love to see milestones above that then, right? Like get to 750, get to 1 million. Snowball says, didn't think you'd read my comment. Appreciate it. Keep these coming. Well, I hope you were expecting me to read this one because I just did. Brave Tofu says, love it. Oh, that's for the SPS staking threshold benefits. Tilly Tot says, this still makes me laugh. No bots in modern. Also, can we get bots in modern for match liquidity? Well, it's the right bots. It's the good bots. Sorry, Smurf says, LOL, man, so many comments. Yeah, I know, but hey, I'm happy. Look at this. We're within 6 days. All right, let's wrap up these two, and then we'll be about a week behind, and I'll get another one of these videos out tomorrow, and we'll see how much closer we can catch up. All right, so Bananas says, it seems like a good idea on the surface. If it was successful and made the price of SPS go up, then it becomes less attainable, which is part of the problem. It seems a bit like a pyramid scheme when it starts to work out. If it's successful and made the price of SPS go up, then it becomes less attainable. But that's not, I mean, it's part of the problem. But the thing is, you're categorizing it as SPS going up as a problem, which I don't think most people would look at it that way, right? We want and we need scarcity to be felt here. We want SPS to be at $1, $10, right? That would be awesome if SPS was that high, because then everybody would be itching to play the game because the earnings are so good and not everybody can play. So all of a sudden the scholar model would look interesting. People would get whatever they could get their hands on in order to secure, 0.01 of an SPS whenever they win, right? Like that's the kind of attitude that we want, that people are coming in because the earnings are good and the game is good. And so, I think we're still a long way off from that, but the team is diligently working towards it. Okay, last comment here from Christopher Charles. I think things like this are an absolute must, but Matt and his advisors only seem to pay attention to math while ignoring the psychology of rewards. I wish Nate had a bit more control. Shout out to Nate. All right, nothing to do with staking, but I'd love to see a rolling monthly SPS earnings leaderboard just from battles. Then when you clicked in on the name, you get stats like how much SPS they have staked, which cards they've used most often, some approximation of the value of those cards, how many games they played in each league, new cards. I mean, if they could, shout out to Splinter Coach. It would be awesome if they could integrate a bunch of stats like that. I agree with you. I would love to see more information on players. I would love for players to become celebrities in this game because we do have a lot of folks who are at the top now. Shout out to Mondroid. Shout out to Brave Tofu. Shout out to Vet V and Kazrak, right? And I know their accounts are scholar. But my point being that it's nice to see, like, it would be nice to, like, have more access and information and kind of follow the path of the top tier players, right? That's what everybody wants to do. And so if you could see what's working for them, it'll inspire you to be like, they use this card a lot. Let me grab this card, or like they like to play this Splinter. That's cool, right? Not even from like a coaching standpoint, not even from they play that, so I want to play it. It's just interesting because it's like, like Mondroid loves to play this, element the most. And that, like, all of a sudden, like, that's just his thing, right? Like, he gets known as that, which would be pretty fun. I would love to have, like, the stats or whatever, where it's just like, oh yeah, After Sound plays that, and Splinter Coach probably has that stuff, right? So again, shout out to Splinter Coach. But I agree, having those elements in the game and gamifying it would be fantastic. All right, guys. Well, we have done fantastic. We are now 6 days away. And there's still a lot of comments here because I started ramping up videos again recently, but we're going to work our way through it. And I appreciate all the patience. So I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.